Hey guys, and welcome to the episode of Reaper Reviews. Today we're doing a review of Terminator Genysis. Saw it this past weekend with my mom, and I must say that the movie was actually enjoyable. It was really good. Actually really good. I thought they did an amazing job. So, now, let's get into that quick review of what I thought about it. So, my brother said the first 40 minutes it got him confused, which I was kind of threw him off. I could see how some people would be like, what the hell is going on? I'm watching, I'm like, not bad. So they did try to do what they can, as much as possible to basically tie up all those pesky, questions that most people have about time travel, just little things. I can see that they tried. Now, let's get with we'll come back to the time traveling because I want to get into this. The action sequences are pretty amazing. Definitely phenomenal. And I liked how they had in the opening part of the movie, they had the actual war going on. Well, actually, after they did the whole talking about it, but when they showed the war, they actually showed it, and it was actually pretty awesome. They had the plasma rifles going off, so it was actually like James Cameron's, how they showed it, and it was pretty awesome. I loved how they did that. It was cool. The Terminator, stuff like that. It looks like they might have used some actual in-camera special effects with the T-800s moving around, mix it with CGI, so it was pretty cool. I love the machines. They added a new machine, which was kind of, I think they showed it in Terminator 3. No, it wasn't in Terminator 3. It was a variation of one of the robots, kind of basically. So it was kind of cool. It was definitely a lot different. I loved how the special effects were definitely, of course, way better. Because, it's the time has been able, over the years, special effects has gotten better and caught up to what kind of storytelling we would like to tell. Besides the fact of that, it was pretty cool. So they basically do the whole time travel thing, and it's kind of cool because, they acknowledge that the fact that he does know things and he doesn't tell them how he knows, he just knows, and they all know that he knows, so they just follow him. And the resistance is pretty cool how they showed the little factors, not like they showed it in the Terminator 1 where Reese's remember back how it looked. It's a little bit different, kind of almost like Terminator Salvation, almost a little bit of that. So it's a little bit of a mixture of both almost, but it's still kind of cool. I definitely liked what they did. They showed the T-800, I believe, or T6. Yeah, it had to be a T-800 because it couldn't be a T-600 because it was because it was the skin. You could see it. You could tell it was human. It wasn't like rubbery, fake and stuff like that. So that's the thing that was different. And it wasn't Arnold. It was a different kind of version, but it was still definitely a pretty cool thing that they did. And the CGI with Arnold was pretty amazing. How they did the time travel. Oh, how they even showed like Reese back in time when he had the picture of Sarah Connor. They basically mimicked the exact same scene that was in Terminator. The very end when she's sitting there with the dog, they showed that picture, and then he goes back into time, and they basically show the exact same sequences that you had seen in the original Terminator. When the first Terminator arrives, they actually show that same sequence, and it's a different actor, but pretty much almost shot for shot how it was done. And that was awesome. I loved it. I love how they did that. And to see where Bill Paxton is at the lookout, so you might not remember, he's one of the actors that was one of the three hoodlums, punk rock dudes that are up at the top looking at the telescope, and he bashes a bottle over the thing and says, "Hey, it's my turn to look." They didn't get them. They didn't use that footage. They basically got different actors to play those scenes, and the guy that played Bill Paxton's character kind of looked like him a little bit, but I kind of wish they used that actual footage, but I can see why they didn't, because when he turns around to look at Arnold, the other Terminator, they show him and they see them behind him, so there's no way for them to be able to do that. So I give it to you on that one. And of course, the whole Kyle Reese when he first appears, and how he meets the homeless guy and he takes his pants. So a lot of these things, they keep a lot of that stuff going, which is pretty cool. So they keep all those things going to keep it, it's what they're trying to do. And of course, then it starts to change from there, and it does get kind of crazy because when Sarah comes and saves Reese, and tells him, that she knows who he is and everything like that, everything's different, and you're like, wait, how the hell did it change? What changed? They do explain it, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out. But from that time period, from scientific point of view, from that point in time that that happened, it shouldn't affect anything in the past. It would affect everything in the future. But I don't know. That's just, that part's a little hazy. And so, yeah, so things change. They end up going time traveling to the future to stop the things from happening, because Reese is remembering things from a different timeline that he was not a part of. So, yeah, they had that. Then they have, you know, more time travel stuff that is going on. So, after all that, basically, Arnold definitely shined again as the Terminator. Had some cool, memorable moments. The action sequence was definitely amazing, especially the opening action sequence. It was definitely an amazing opening. The story was pretty cool. Emilia Clarke, aka Khaleesi, definitely, you know, was definitely a perfect casting choice. One, she definitely looked like Linda Hamilton a bit, and she did an amazing job. I think she carried her role very, very well. She did an amazing job. I don't know if she did any research for it, but all I gotta say, she did do an amazing job. She pulled out that Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor version from T2, and, you know, it was awesome. It was definitely an amazing moment in the movie. So, I mean, from that point of view, I think that was cool. Now, for Kyle Reese's character, they did a really good job. He was a solid cast as well. I can't, there was not anything about the casting that I could say was bad. And then you have Miles Dyson, the son of, was it Miles Dyson? No, Danny Dyson, son of Miles Dyson, is working with Cyberdyne. So yeah, there's a lot of things that reference the original Terminator movies, and they throw it in there, and you're like, is it gonna work? It works. It definitely works. It's definitely an amazing movie. The movie was about 2 hours, something minutes long. So yeah, it's definitely an enjoyable movie. Now, spoiler alerts from this moment on. Okay, just letting you know. You're still here? You obviously don't care. You've seen the movie. So, if you're still here and you've seen the movie, alright, here we go. So the only problem I had is when they had the time traveling back into the past, that the time ripple effect was from a part when John Connor gets attacked by a Terminator, actually gets attacked by Skynet itself, who's embodied by one of the doctors, Doctor Who number 11, 12, whatever doctor, which doctor it is now. He comes over and he takes over, and he basically takes out John Connor, and that basically distorts the timeline, and things just happen, and things change. Don't know how it happened, but it happened. And he finds out that another Terminator was sent back into time. The memory of who sent him back in time and who changed it and who did all this was erased from the Terminator's mind, so he has no idea who sent him back in time. My conclusion is the John Connor had sent him back into time, and yeah, that is my thought of that. Also, for the fact that they had that going on, then when you go into the future, he ends up interacting with his younger self. It's like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but I don't know. What's also weird is, like, after the whole war, after they finally finished and they stopped Skynet, and, you know, he's supposed to be basically transferred into the future. I mean, basically his existence is supposed to be gone, basically erased from that timeline, and so is the Terminators. And things is about that timeline is supposed to be, it changes, right? Well, that's what I was thinking until they showed Skynet still alive. They had the part where it houses that was housing Cyberdyne, Skynet's brain and all that. You know there's gonna be another Terminator, but I think it was a pretty cool entry into a new saga of Terminator movies. Will it succeed, and will it continue to become one of the greatest franchises that it used to be, or will it just crap out? This one was definitely a nice, amazing reboot. Definitely an amazing job. And with time travel, anything is possible for a reboot, because you just go back in time, change something, and you're done. Perfect reboot. For example, Star Trek. Time travel and change everything, and yeah. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you guys thought about it. Let me know in the comments below. Also, this movie got third in the box office this whole weekend. Third place. Not bad compared to what it was up against. So, hats off to Arnold and his team. So, leave a like, hit a dislike button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.